and his timer like disappeared and stuff, and oh, they can about ready to start. Javelin, so that thing. Alright, they're starting. Javeliin, not opting to go for the middle balloon, that is, very strange. It's, oh, now he does. I guess he just wanted to get bananas. It's not something you generally do anyway, but, doing that, bluesaint, oh, yeah, bluesaint, still a bit behind, but, I believe Javeliin's PB is at 29:30, and, bluesaint's, PB is at 34. You know, I should remember this because I was commentating on his PB. I should be remembering that, but I don't. Oh, and Javeliin, missing the lakeless thing and, getting in the lake. Which, it wouldn't be very lakeless then. So... Oh, and bluesaint missing that zipper. And bonking right there, that is a bit rough. Oh, dude, bluesaint, oh my god. He got spikeboard and oil slick. That's brutal. That is brutal. That is something out of Greenwood Village right there, but I haven't seen that in Fossil Canyon at all. And Javeliin on Jungle Fall is a really short and simple track. It's all about maintaining your speed. As you see, Javeliin is doing a pretty good job of that, but, and it's ideal to get the shields here, that shield, and use it, because those, computers could actually mess you up. Like, they could mess you up hard, because if you run into a computer with a shield, you will spin out. And and if you say you haven't, gotten destroyed by that, then you are lying. Oh, and Javeliin getting hit by a missile. And he goes for the out of bounds. I actually have not seen him go for the out of bounds, at all yet, but... And he's looking pretty, sharp at it, so... He's definitely... Oh, but he goes back in. Bounds. It's definitely something... It looks like he's definitely something that he has been starting to learn, and something he has been, but he seems to be getting, oh, and the backflips. He seems to be getting progressively good at it. He goes out of bounds again. I'm wondering if he's doing that on purpose. Even though that's not something you do. Oh. He does not go for the out of bounds right there. Tries to go for the backup strat, but does not get it. And bluesaint doesn't go for the out of bounds at all. I I do not think he has learned it all. Oh, and those backflips, a really rough, hot top volcano for Javeliin.
Trophy race. Whale Bay.
And Javeliin on the first hover track, Whale Bay. It's a pretty short track. Like it's so short that the music is longer than the track. Like that's a thing. That actually is a thing. So the main thing with Whale Bay is getting a really good boost with hover and learning how to chain them. It's it's a pretty easy trick to learn how to do that. And bluesaint, I saw him snake a little bit. That is actually the first time I've seen him snake. He was doing it seemed to be doing it a bit slow. But doesn't look like he's snaking anymore. I guess it's something he still has to get used to in his gameplay. If you're just starting out, it's probably learning the movement tricks and stuff. And implementing into your gameplay and starting into a speed run. It could be very hard to transition. It's definitely something that could be challenging. And Javeliin finishing up on Pirate Lagoon. This track is mostly learning how to turn well with hover. And he was doing a pretty good job of that, I would say. And bluesaint now on Pirate Lagoon. Let's see how well he can do his turns. It's definitely harder to make those turns if you are not like holding down the. Oh, he gets caught behind the buoy thing. It's like a. I mean, it doesn't really look like a buoy, but it's like a ball. It's a buoy ball. Yeah, let's go with that. Not quite sure. Oh, it's hard to make these turns without constantly holding the up button like you see most players do. It's constantly holding the O button, just holding it down all the time, never letting it go, as you see like all players do. That helps you helps with your control over hover. And bluesaint doesn't seem to be doing it as much, but looks like he's doing it now. He's starting to get a good job right there. And Javeliin on Treasure Caves, I completely missed him on Crescent Island. Treasure Caves is a short track, but it's a pretty unforgiving track. All because of that blue balloon. It's all really depends on how you use it. You could use it in different spots depending on whatever you're comfortable with, but either way, there's always some sort of repercussion. Oh, and Javeliin falling into the water, just taking a little swim right there, but I assume the water is too cold or too dirty. I mean, I don't think I would want to be in green water. You know, why is... You know, I saw like a broken ship right there. You know, Pirate Lagoon is the only track that does not have a pirate ship in Sugar Island. Like, yeah, very true to its name. Like, come on. And Javeliin on the worst track of the entire game, and that I wanna kill. Like, I'm very tired right now, I haven't gotten much sleep, and it's making me feel dead, but not as dead as I do when I play this track. I feel... I lose all hope in humanity when this track comes up. Why does this track exist? Everfrost Peak, why? Why do you exist? I hate you. I hate you so much. And I also miss bluesaint on Crescent Island too. I didn't commentate on Crescent Island at all. I gotta focus on bluesaint right now because I can't even bother looking at Everfrost Peak anymore. It's just too hideous. It's too hideous. I almost knocked down my bowl of cereal. Oh god. I'm sorry, bluesaint, you're gonna be on Everfrost Peak now. I gotta focus on Javeliin. I don't want to stare at that hideousness. It's too ugly. Everfrost Peak is too ugly to handle. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't commentate on that track anymore. It's just too ugly. So Javeliin on Walrus Cove, it's basically a love-hate relationship track. It's, it could be pretty evil, but when you do well in it, you're like, yes, I love this track, it feels so good. It's like an evil... It's an evil that you just love, I guess. It's something like that, I don't know. It's not an evil that you... Everfrost Peak, on the other hand, it's an evil that you cannot love. You know how, the saying how people say that only a mother can love it? No, not even a mother could love that track. Like, screw that track, man. Screw it. And Javeliin now finishing up Walrus Cove. I don't know how far bluesaint is on Everfrost Peak. I just know I can just tell he's still on it. I'm not bothering to really watch it, cause that track is just too ugly to handle. Oh, looks like he's done that. I could actually now, look at his side. But Javeliin, Snowball Valley, it's a short, simple track, but those snowballs could really screw you up. Like, they can squish you, and you could actually bonk into them. And dude, I've actually been bonked into them and then got squished. It was so brutal, man. I wanted to die, but not as much as I wanted to die when I'm playing on Everfrost Peak. Come on, man. See, that was squished, just like I was talking about.
Frosty Village.
And one thing I didn't talk about is why you always go on the right side on the loops, like they were, like you saw Javeliin and bluesaint both do on the loops on Wallace Cove. It's actually faster to do it. I believe it's because you get out faster, but I'm not quite sure. It's weird. It's weird, man. This game is weird. And he's on his last lap. He's having a bit of a rough time on his movement. That's something you can see a lot in Wallace Cove. It's definitely one of the harder car tracks to get consistent at. But as I said before, having a good Wallace Cove feels amazing. Frosty Village is actually probably one of the laggiest tracks, just because of all the snow falling, and plus there's music. Like, we always wanted to go one step beyond with their games, and like you know DK64, that I applaud them for making that happen. Like, for making that game happen. Like, I don't know how they managed to fit all that stuff in the Nintendo 64. Like, it was amazing. And Javeliin, on Boulder Canyon, the final hover track you'll see, and the first one on Dragon Forest, it can be a tricky track, at first, mostly because of those logs, and there's, kinda a lot of places to bonk, but honking and hover, honking. Yeah, honking and hover. Yeah, honking and hover is completely different. Yeah, but bonking and hover is pretty forgiving. The only time it will really ever be bad is if you bonk head on, like, right in front of you. That's the only time it will ever be bad. If you, like, bonk on the side or anything like that, you'll be fine. You already probably noticed that, though, how bonking on the side is pretty nice on you. It's definitely a forgiving vehicle. And bluesaint, with Frosty Village, this track, I like Frosty Village, honestly. It's a nice looking track. Like, you know, there was the candy canes. I like candy canes. Though, there's only a few houses, so, like, even for a village, that's, like, tiny. Like, who's living here? Like, I have no idea. You know, who makes a racetrack out of their village, too? Like, who does that? Like, they're doing the same thing there in Greenwood Village. Like, you see some houses and there. It's definitely more populated than Frosty Village. But they still make a racetrack out of their village. Like, who does that? Come on, man. I wish people should make sense. Oh, and bluesaint. Oh, getting destroyed by those logs and Boulder Canyon. Exactly what I was talking about earlier. Those logs can be really rough on you. And Javeliin now on Windmill Pains. Also a terrible track, but I would have to say it's not as ugly as Everfrost Peak. It's just, it is pretty ugly though. But it's ugly enough to look at. It's like, it's kind of like that one ugly person that you're friends with, but except I'm not friends with this ugly person. In bluesaint, bonking a little bit in there. Oh, we almost got hit by that spike ball. Like that was pretty close. And he looks like he's saving the boost. Right there. It's commonly his boost commonly used right there to make through that tunnel pretty quickly. And doing a good job using the bonks to get over there in the, yeah, going right under the log because you know, hover physics. And then you saw how he landed on that log right there too. That was some swag by Javeliin. Swagging out over here, like, wait, did I say Javeliin? I mean bluesaint. Oh, my bad.
Haunted Woods.
Yeah, bluesaint on Greenwood Village now. It's a great track to get your movement down, learn how to drift very well, but bluesaint looking like he has a bit of a rough time right now, but let's see how he does on this lap. And Javeliin on Haunted Woods, oh, he missed that zipper, and those bonks, looks like a rough Haunted Woods for him, both kind of having a rough time in their respective tracks. And bluesaint actually doing some nice movement. Missed that one zipper though, so but and Javeliin not getting a sub one on Haunted Woods, which is kind of unfortunate. But that can happen quite a bit sometimes when you have a bad one, bad Haunted Woods and block a lot. It's definitely happened to me quite a few times, and it's not something that is uncommon. And bluesaint now on Windmill Pains, so we're once again meeting up with this ugly guy right here. You know, if we had to compare this track to someone, I would say this track would be like, this track would be Charlie Sheen, and Everfrost Peak would be Donald Trump. Just think about it. You know it's true. No one likes those guys. When am I gonna race Abe? I'm racing Abe today at 7:30. Yeah, and Space Dust Alley, I know you guys always keep telling me it's not as bad as Space Dust Alley. You're like, I understand where you guys are coming from, but like, cause you know, you bonk, you always lose time, it's evil. And, which I didn't really go on how evil, Space Bonk Alley can be, cause, bonking in plane eats up all your speed, and plane has terrible acceleration compared to all the other vehicles, and so you lose like 5 seconds per bonk, and there's so many places to bonk in Space Dust Alley, but I know where you guys are coming from, but just hear me out. Air Force Peak, like, really sucks. Just hear me out on that. Also, Dark Moon Caverns, really also a bonk heavy stage. But Javeliin looking like he's doing a pretty good job of not bonking, so props to him on that. Let's see. Not going at the zipper right there, unusual, but he probably wanted to get a better angle or something, I'm not quite sure. And bluesaint now moving on to Future Funland, the final trophy, and Javeliin blocking a bit right there. That was some crazy flying right there. Oh, and that spike ball getting Javeliin. Let's see how bluesaint does on Space Bonk Alley. It is as I mentioned, as I explained, a very difficult track, and for good reasons, and it's widely considered to be the hardest track in the game. And it already looks like he's having a rough one. That was a very unfortunate bonk. There is actually a clip in here, but it's Taz only. I wish it wasn't Taz only, but I wish there was a clip in Everfrost Peak. And Javeliin on Star City, it's pretty ideal to get those shields like Javeliin is, as it's not as a bonk heavy stage as comparatively to the others. It's mine heavy, those spike ball heavy stage. As you saw, like, Javeliin got destroyed by one. There's so many spike balls to get destroyed by all over. It's evil, man. It's evil, and I hate it. It's very triggering to just see. Oh my god, that was a brutal placement right there. I have not seen that one be placed there.
Spaceport Alpha.
And bluesaint now finishing up Space Dust Alley. It looked like he had a pretty rough one, but hopefully he can have a better one here and have a better Dark Moon, and hopefully, because it's as I mentioned before, also a bonk heavy stage. Oh, and Javeliin going for the clip, but does not get it. I have not seen him go. This is the first time I've seen Javeliin go for either clips. Like, but it looks like it's a thing in the works. He's still practicing it and trying to get better at it, and I do applaud him on learning these clips, because doing so, he makes him a much better, would make him a much better player than he already is. He would get like a 28 and easy, and I imagine he would get a 27 after that pretty fast as well. Like, I would say he's a pretty impressive player. Oh, and getting wrong way. Oh, you're having a really rough one. Completely missing the checkpoint right there. Oh, and those backflips too. It's something definitely he's having a rough time with. But one thing I did not explain was how you can get wrong weight. I probably could have explained it in the hot tub volcano one, but I can explain it here, I guess. Oh, and missing the clip again. That is unfortunate. This game is checkpoint based. That is how it determines where you are. Fails are a good indicator of that. And so if you get wrong way, you miss the checkpoint, and doing those backflips, really rough spaceport alpha right there, and finishing with the 31-31 from Javeliin. Let's see how bluesaint does on more like, well, Spikeball City. And we're getting bluesaint's audio. Getting that shield. Let's see if it can protect him from the upcoming spike balls. Oh. I thought that was gonna bonk, but he managed to not bonk right there, so that's really good. And there's another spike ball. Spike balls everywhere. Like, if you don't get destroyed by a spike ball ever on this track, like, good thing he was having that shield, like that spike ball that could have destroyed him. Like, I'm telling you. Like, if you never got destroyed by a spike ball on this track, then you are lying. It happens to everyone. As I say that.
Spaceport Alpha.
And bluesaint, oh, missing the stoat boost. He's now on the final track. Let's see how he does. Oh, and missing that zipper too. Missing, you know, the plane hitbox is actually pretty large, but for some reason it decides to not be when it comes to zippers. It only decides to be like bigger than it looks when it will cause you to bonk. That's just how the game works. It just wants to screw you over. And you could also clip and get stuck into weird places. That's actually possible. Definitely not intentional though. Definitely not intentional, but it's possible. Like, one of the top time trials, Stacy got stuck inside of the pirate ship in Crescent Island, the other night. It was definitely a weird thing. I wouldn't be surprised if you could get stuck in one of these little things in this track. You know, one of those little wall things, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Like, it will happen to everyone. And bluesaint splitting a little late. I didn't really see exactly the time, but I think it was at 35:22 or 23, something like that. And they're getting ready to start. Let's see how each of them fare this time. I guess they're just kind of waiting for the SOL thing. I actually have no idea how to use that thing. I never used it. It's probably very simple, but I'm just like... It's probably very simple, but I'm just like too dumb to figure it out or something. I just have no idea. Well, oh. Thought they were starting for a second. But they're getting ready to. Yeah, they're about ready. bluesaint hasn't cleared his timer though. Maybe he forgot to. Wait, can you actually start? Wait, do you even need to clear your timer to actually start a new one? I actually have never tried that. Alright, looks like they're about ready to start. And they're starting. Oh, and the timer not going for bluesaint. And Javeliin playing bumper. Looks like he wants to try and make it a bit more fair. And closer. Like a lot of that's been a bit of a trend here going on. It's definitely making it a lot fun. A lot fun to watch, seeing a lot of different characters. Oh, and Javeliin's balloon getting stolen. I don't know how we're gonna determine when bluesaint finishes when he forgot to clear his timer and start. Oh, and bluesaint blocking right there, destroying his speed. Um, it's this character change is definitely keeping it a bit more close between the two. bluesaint missing that zipper, and Javeliin having a bit rough on the in that oil slick, completely destroying Javeliin. Fossil Canyon has not been nice today. It really has not. And Javeliin having a bit of a loss lake list, but not as much as the other time where he was not lakeless and he was lake. And Javeliin, I mean bluesaint, getting destroyed by a spike ball, dude. Fossil Canyon today, it's truly evil. Being like there's a strat called Canyon List. Neither of the players are doing it, but it's actually a pretty difficult trick to do, and that's why it's a hated track. And it's just showing why, showing why it's hated right now. But Jungle Falls, short and simple, pretty easy. You know, have you ever thought about how Bumpo just kind of sounds like those 90s surfer dudes that like no one likes and thinks they're like hot as heck stuff, but like, and probably rich, but like no one likes them. I swear, that's Bumpo. Oh, and they probably smoke weed too. But Bumpo is I found out the other day that Bumpo is actually an old Shakespearean word for like someone who's like a drunk person or something like that. So yeah, Bumpo is actually driving drunk, I would say. I wouldn't say. I don't know if it's actually Shakespearean, but it's okay English. But I mean, I guess that's on the same. That's basically the same thing. I don't know. But Javeliin having a better time with the hot tub volcano out of bounds than he did last time. He definitely had a rough one. And before the first race in, it's good to see that improvement. And bluesaint now finishing up Hot Tub Volcano, and both players are going to be on Sugar Island now with Whale Bay, the first track and the first ever track of the game. Short and simple, it's basically all about chaining your boost well and getting really good ones, but oh, bluesaint actually accidentally starting the first trophy race again. That actually happens. I would hate to admit it, but I've done that myself. And it's very painful. And Javeliin now finishing up way away. He was having a hard time hitting some of those boosts, probably having to do with the change of character. But I'm pretty sure Bumper has similar hit. Oh, and gets destroyed by a missile. I have not seen that. Yeah, I think Bumper actually has around the same handling as TT, but I actually am not quite sure. I've never played Bumper. Like, the only characters I played as a kid were, Timbu, Anka, Pepsi, regrettably, like, picked up, like, once. I probably should have played Crunch more because he looks so cool. He looks so bad and rad. You know? Like, he's a Kremling from, like, Donkey Kong, you know? If you played the, Donkey Kong 64, you'll notice how the Kremlings look very similar to Crunch. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, that's Crunch's thing. He's a Kremling. Do you think Crunch was wait, what if Crunch was actually in Donkey Kong 64, but we never even knew it? Dude, we killed Crunch, guys. We killed Crunch in Donkey Kong 64. Oh my god. What if every Kremling was Crunch? Oh my god. Like, you know, I still haven't even bothered commentating on Crescent Island, even though I actually do enjoy this stage. Like, alright, fine, I'll just say, since they are on it, I'll just say this. The music is amazing. It has a pirate ship. Unlike Pirate Lagoon, it's literally, I swear, Pirate Lagoon is the only Shiver Island track without a pirate ship. Like, what kind of name is Pirate Lagoon without a pirate ship? And ooh, doing some mountain climbing from Javeliin. That last turn around the pillar is actually can be made easier if you hold down the A button shortly after you boost and then do your turn. It's kind of like, and it's, I would say Crescent Island is actually, one of the, actually kind of an easy track. It's just more of the last part that, you kind of struggle to get used to right here. bluesaint doing some really sick mountain climbing, though it's not really suggested to do mountain climbing. You don't really have hiking gear in this game, and driving up a mountain is not suggested, especially in real life. Like, imagine actually driving up a mountain, like, instead of hiking up Mount Everest, just drive up. Oh, dude, what if someone actually did that? If someone reached the peak of it by just driving up it? That would actually, that would be kind of cool. And Javeliin on the worst track of the game, and I'm not gonna commentate on it because it's too ugly to handle. Blue Saint now finishing up Treasure Cave. They're now both gonna be on this ugly track. So I don't know. I just can't commentate now. It's just I just can't handle this ugliness of this track. It's just too horrendous. I don't know how people do it. If someone says they like this track, they are lying. Or they are, like, psychos. Like, they are sadists. Wait, no, sadists is people who like inflicting pain to others. So, they're masochists, yeah. They're that's what they are.
Walrus Cove.
Javeliin now on the better track. He is on Walrus Cove, a track that you love and hate at the same time. You love it because when you do good on it, it's amazing, and you hate it because when you do bad on it, you just want to die. But Javeliin so far looking like he's doing a good job on it. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty crisp. His movement on it is actually pretty good. In bluesaint, finishing up this ugly track and finally moving on, so he can find a better life. Because if you're playing on that track, you hate yourself, and obviously, and your life gets a whole lot worse, even if it's in the span of a minute and like a minute and a quarter. Your life just gets the worst it can. Oh, and Javeliin having a rough time right there. It's a Snowball Valley. Sometimes it hates you, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like that's the entirety of Snowflake Mountain. It just you either do good on it or do bad. That's just it. It's the most inconsistent trophy there is. Like, you think Future Funland is bad? No, this is bad. You want it, especially because it has Everfrost Peak in it. Like,
Frosty Village.
oh, I'm doing a bit of mountain climbing right there. Trying to climb Mount Everest. With the car, as I was talking about earlier. I think was that Wallace Cove better than its one in its last race? I don't remember. I think it. Not quite sure. And Javeliin taking a little dip in the water right there, going for a swim. Though I do not recommend going swimming in the winter, as you could get hypothermia. You know, shouldn't Badger be like hibernating during this time? Like, don't badgers do that? Like, Umbo should be doing that. And bluesaint looking like he is having a rough snowball rally. That snowflake round for you. It's rough. It will always get you. Oh, and Diddy, stealing the balloon. Diddy is quite known for being the main antagonist of this game. It's not Wizpig. It's not Wizpig. That Diddy's the true villain. Diddy's just pure evil. Why do you think it's called Diddy Kong Racing? It's not because of Diddy being like a hero or anything, no. Or the main star. He's the main villain. Like that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. Thought Diddy was a great hero character and was quite lovable in the Donkey Kong games. Think again, he's not. He's pure evil. He screws you over every time. It's always him. And if it's not him, they're working for him. And yeah, Javeliin is on the final hover track, Boulder Canyon. One thing I have not explained is why Javeliin is going back and forth like that. It's what we call snaking. It's an exploit in the mechanic where turning makes you go faster, and so basically you're constantly turning, so you're going really fast. I'm pretty sure it was not intended. Snaking was not intended to be a thing, but definitely the mechanic for turning, increasing your speed was. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's obvious because otherwise it probably wouldn't have been added if it wasn't intended. And but bluesaint is not snaking. It must be it could be a pretty hard time to get used to it. Get used to doing a lot of the tricks, the strats into your gameplay when you're not used to them at first. So I think that's what is going on with bluesaint. He's just not used to it, and Javeliin getting spun out. That is unfortunate. That always looks screwing you over is a common thing in Greenwood Village. You'll see it a lot in the first tunnel, and you'll see it a lot here at the end. It's something pretty much everywhere. Wait, did he just spin out at the end, or? And and bluesaint, definitely, this is a better one than he had last race. He was getting destroyed by those logs last one, so he was definitely having a better time. And Javeliin on Windmill Pains, it's a horrible track. It's also very ugly, like Frost Peak, but it's not as ugly. And another thing we do that I did not explain is barrel rolling. If you don't hold A while barrel rolling, you actually go faster. There's some open spaces in this track where you can test it out. For instance, right here, you could just go, instead of going for that zipper, you could just go straight and get the, just go for barrels, and yeah, there's just plenty of open space for it. This is pretty much an unnecessarily long track. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's just long and cool. It doesn't feel fast at all. Like, there's other long tracks, like, sure, but they don't, but they actually feel fast and satisfying. This one did not.
Haunted Woods.
And bluesaint now on Windmill Panes. And Javeliin on Haunted Woods. Oh, and he bonks right there. Javeliin had a left Haunted Woods last race, but his bonks, the bonks he had were not as severe, so it looks like he's having a better one this time around. And bluesaint, doesn't look like, I have not seen him do any barrels. Oh, there he does, doing the little small one right there, but you go a lot faster if you chain barrels together. Like, you can go max speed. It's chaining barrels is a satisfying thing. And Javeliin now on what is considered the hardest track in the game, Space Dust Alley, or what most people call it, Space Bonk Alley, because there's so many places to bonk, and as I was saying, just right there, I feel like I just jinxed him. There's so many places to get destroyed. And bonking and playing, it just costs you like 5 seconds because you lose like all your speed, and the plane has pretty poor acceleration, especially compared to all the other vehicles. It's pretty awful. And Javeliin getting destroyed by that. That is another thing you can get destroyed by, and those electric fences things, you can get destroyed by those, and all these places bonk. Like, it's a brutal track. But I still hate Everfrost Peak more, like, screw that track. And I don't even care what people say, like, Everfrost Peak sucks. bluesaint is having a pretty rough Haunted Woods, and getting stuck right there too. Not an uncommon thing, I'll tell you that, so happens to everyone. And Javeliin now on Dark Moon Caverns. It's definitely one of the harder car tracks because it's also really bonk heavy track, just like Space Bonk Alley. But it's not as bad because it's in code, and DKR is a lot more forgiving with its bonks than it is with Blaine. And Blue Saint now moving on to Future Funland. It's he had a pretty rough Space Bonk Alley last race, but let's see if he can prove it this time. He already has a cleaner start than last time, so this is definitely something. This is looks like, yeah, he's already having a better one. This is definitely something. And Javeliin, looking like he has some pretty cool movement here. There's been a few bonks, but otherwise his movement here in Dark Moon Caverns has been looking pretty good. He does not do as well as he did in the first one. I mean, that a lot of that is attributed to playing Bumper instead of TT. But I think, oh, and he falls off the bridge. It is, as you saw, it is very possible to fall off the bridge. Usually drifting is something that will help you not fall off the bridge, but if you drift too widely or too sharply, you still can fall off. It's something that that can be, well, evil, I guess. I didn't really know much what I was saying, then really was following. Yeah. bluesaint, looking like he is having a pretty good Dark Moon. I have not seen him bonk yet, but knowing my power, he's going to bonk. My power to coast, to be the commentator coast and stuff. I have some power. It's a coast. Oh, what? Not quite sure what Javeliin was doing there. I guess kind of messing around a bit. And Javeliin now on the final track, Spaceport Alpha, and let's see if he is able to do the out of bounds and not get wrong way. Ooh, and he misses it. He's definitely been having a rough Spaceport Alpha in these races. As it's obvious he's been learning these clips, but he's definitely having a lot more difficulty with the Spaceport Alpha one than the Hot Tub Volcano one. Also, it is a Japanese only one, so the Japanese only clip, gets shut down. Because in the Japanese version, there, at the top, you saw there was no texture, and there's also no collision. But the texture and collision is present in all the other versions. And going for the out of bounds and not getting it. It definitely is harder than it looks, but it's definitely not the hardest clip there is. The hardest clip there is would have to be the Star City playing out of bounds. You God, if it. Javeliin finishing with the 32-41. Ooh, and that shield helping bluesaint with that mine, but he bonks. Ooh, and he dodged that. This is a rough Star City for bluesaint. The bonks and the spike pose. Yeah. Oh, we're getting bluesaint's audio. And bluesaint, he had a bit of a rough, his movement was a bit off there, but ooh, and that bonk. He's not having doesn't look like he's having a good. I continue to do this. Dude, he's having a pretty rough Spaceport Alpha with all those bonks, and I'm sure it will only get worse as I continue to speak because of my power to curse. It's a curse, man. I don't know how I do this. Dude, he was just under that. If he was just a little bit higher, he would have bonked. Oh, and missing that balloon. You know, a weird thing is, there's you know, in this part with the fan, right here, the fan itself is actually missing in the, I believe it's the, American version, the NTSC. I'm not sure if it's missing in the PAL version, but also if you go back, there will be a block off from where you were. It's weird. And bluesaint finishing with a blank, cause you know there's no timer, so I have no idea. There's a fan in the US version. I guess it was I'm pretty sure one of the versions had the missing fan. Oh yeah, the fans are missing in 1.1. Yeah. I have the 1.1 version, so yeah. So, GG's to Javeliin for winning, and good job to bluesaint. Both playing, pretty well. They had a rough time. Javeliin having a hard time with the clips, but it's clear he's still learning them, and, and he's doing a good job. He's getting them down pretty quickly, I would say. Especially the hot top volcano one. I wish I knew what time bluesaint got. But GG's to all, and I will be commentating again at the four-way race at 4 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you around in about an hour. Later.